The female lead of the drama, Shiao Jai, goes to a conference. There, the general manager Jo Hung is to be introduced, but when the curtain rises, the chair is empty and the manager is not on the chair. Everyone is surprised to see this. Just then, manager Jo Hung starts flirting with Shiao Jai from the audience. After this, Shiao Jai wakes up and is thankful that it was a dream. Shiao Jai keeps having romantic illusions about her general manager Jo Hung in the office. In a flashback, for team building, the general manager had invited all employees to a hi-fi resort. The supervisor calls Shiao Jai and asks, "Why didn't you bring the new company liquor you made?" The boss wants to apply it in the team building. "Go, quickly get the liquor from the bar." Shiao Jai goes to get the liquor from the bar and says to herself, "New manager Jo Hung has made my life miserable. I'm hungry, but I have to run around here and there for Jo Hung." On the other side, Jo Hung is sitting on a chair, listening to Shiao Jai's words but does not turn around to see who is speaking. Shiao Jai goes off to get something to eat and drink. Just then, the waitress presents Shiao Jai's liquor in front of Jo Hung so that Jo Hung can taste it. Jo Hung is tasting some liquor and smelling others before throwing them into the dustbin. Shiao Jai, while searching for her liquor, angrily asks Jo Hung, "Where is my liquor?" Jo Hung says, "It's in the dustbin, and your liquor will be there too." Jo Hung says, "If the red art department was really that good, would so many employees have been fired?" Shiao Jai says, "I can't guarantee the whole department, but I made this liquor. You can't call it bad without tasting it." On the other side, the supervisor says to Jo Hung, "General Manager Jo Hung, are you all right?" Hearing this, Shiao Jai is shocked. In the next scene, by the swimming pool, Shiao Jai is saying to herself that Jo Hung called her liquor bad without even tasting it. He is such a bad person. I wonder who made him general manager. Whatever I said to him, I said it right. It was entirely Jo Hung's fault. I will not resign from the job. In the same swimming pool, Jo Hung is also present and after listening to all of Shiao Jai's words, says to Shiao Jai, "You said what you had to say? Or is there still something left?" Shiao Jai, seeing Jo Hung, immediately comes out of the pool and asks Jo Hung, "Did you hear everything I said?" Jo Hung says, "Yes." Then Shiao Jai becomes nervous and starts to leave, but she can't figure out the way. Because of nervousness, she falls into the pool. Shiao Jai doesn't even know how to swim, so Jo Hung picks up Shiao Jai in his arms and brings her out of the pool. Shiao Jai feels his body and says, "It's so warm," and then Shiao Jai faints. Jo Hung says, "Even if I don't want to, I will remember you." Next morning, Shiao Jai wakes up while talking on a call and is shocked to see the room. She feels like it is a male's room. Then she understands that it is the manager's room. Next morning, in the office meeting, Shiao Jai is having romantic illusions. She sees Jo Hung in a bathing gown and thinks in her heart why Jo Hung came wearing a gown. After the meeting ends, Jo Hung tastes the liquor made by Shiao Jai and realizes that it's not that bad. In the next scene, someone comes to the door of Shiao Jai's room. Shiao Jai opens the door and it's her boss, Jo Hung. Shiao Jai asks Jo Hung, "Do you need something?" Jo Hung says, "Does a boss need something to meet an employee?" Shiao Jai lets Jo Hung come in, and Jo Hung says, "Last night, when you fainted, I had to take you to my room because I didn't know where your room was. So don't misunderstand anything. Nothing happened between us." Jo Hung takes off his coat and moves toward Shiao Jai. So Shiao Jai steps back and falls onto the bed. Jo Hung comes over Shiao Jai and says, "It's already midnight. Why don't you go to sleep?" And then Jo Hung disappears. Shiao Jai understands that these are her illusions and, getting scared, comes out of the room and bumps into Jo Hung. Jo Hung says, "Are you okay?" Shiao Jai starts having romantic visions, as if Jo Hung is about to kiss her. So Shiao Jai says, "Stay away from me. Don't come near me." And she bumps into something behind her. While saving her, Jo Hung pulls Shiao Jai toward him. Both fall down. Just then, Jo sees that a box is about to fall on Shiao Jai. Jo Hung pulls Shiao Jai down and comes up himself. So the box falls on Jo Hung, and he gets hurt. In the next scene, Jo Hung is applying medicine to the wound and says to Shiao Jai, "I had tasted your liquor. It wasn't as bad as I had said." When Shiao Jai starts to leave Jo Hung's room, Jo Hung stops her and says, "My hand can't reach the wound. Can you apply medicine to my wound?" Shiao Jai couldn't say no to Jo Hung. Jo Hung takes off his shirt, and Shiao thinks he took off his shirt in just seconds. Shiao Jai covers her eyes and starts applying the medicine. Then Jo Hung says to Shiao Jai, "I haven't even taken off my shirt yet." Shiao Jai opens her eyes and says to herself, again, the same illusions. Then Shiao Jai ties a cloth over her eyes and applies the medicine to Jo Hung. Jo Hung comes to drop Shiao Jai home and says to her, "Shiao Jai, I told you about your liquor that it wasn't that bad." And then he leaves. Next morning, Jo Heng's friend makes breakfast for him. Jo Heng asks his friend, "Have you ever tasted something whose taste is different? Something you've never seen in the whole world?" Jo Heng's friend says, "Are you talking about first love?" Jo Heng says, "No, I'm talking about liquor." Jo Heng's friend says, "What would a person like you know about the beauty of first love?" Jo Heng says, "I'm a person who follows principles, but that doesn't mean I'm cold-blooded." In the next scene, Shiao Jai is making liquor in the lab, and Jo Heng is also standing next to Shiao Jai. Shiao Jai says in her mind, "I'm so tired of seeing these illusions again and again." On one side of Shiao Jai stands the real Jo Heng, and on the other side is the fake Jo Heng in the form of a romantic illusion. Fake Jo Heng says to Shiao Jai, "This work is so boring. Come on, let's do something else." Shiao Jai gestures the fake Jo Heng to go away. Real Jo Heng says to Shiao Jai, "What are you doing? Why aren't you focusing on work?" Shiao Jai holds her head and sits down, and says in her mind, "How can I focus on work in such a situation?" In the next scene, Jo Heng is sitting in a bar, and his friend says to Jo Heng, "By the way, this liquor isn't that strong, but the taste of this liquor is good." Jo Heng says, "This is the taste you were calling first love." At the same time, Jo Heng is thinking about Shiao Jai. Jo Heng's friend says, "Go and chase that girl because for the first time you've been attracted to a girl." On the other side, Shiao Jai also comes to buy some things from the mart of the same building and, while returning, bumps into Jo Heng. Jo Heng also comes there and says to Shiao Jai, "I wanted to talk to you. Why weren't you answering my calls?" Shiao Jai doesn't respond. Just then, the elevator breaks down. Shiao Jai gets scared and hugs Jo Heng. To pass the time, Jo Heng asks Shiao Jai, "If the progress of your liquor is ready, then why haven't you let me taste the liquor yet?" Shiao Jai says, "I wanted to let you taste it when it's completely ready." On the other side, the illusionary Jo Heng says to Shiao Jai, "Can I taste you?" Shiao Jai gestures the illusionary Jo Heng to go away. Jo Heng starts getting close to Shiao Jai, so Shiao Jai thinks, "Why is Jo Heng coming close to me?" Could it be that the effect of fake Jo Heng has come over the real Jo Heng? Jo Heng, while eating the chips taken from Shiao Jai, says, "I'm feeling hungry." Shiao Jai says, "If you want, you can eat my burger." A little while later, the elevator gets fixed. Shiao Jai goes out and returns to the lab. Jo Heng feels maybe Shiao Jai is not feeling well, so he brings her a glass of water. Shiao Jai says to Jo Heng, "Boss, don't worry. I'll make the liquor properly and give you the report tomorrow." The fake Jo Heng says to Shiao Jai, "If you lie like this, your nose will grow longer." The real Jo Heng says to Shiao Jai, "Do I seem like such a guy in your eyes?" Hearing this, Shiao Jai thinks, could it be that Jo Heng is also seeing the fake Jo Heng? Jo Heng, looking at his picture, says, "How dare you ruin my picture like this?" To relax Jo Heng, Shiao Jai says, "Boss, look how wealthy you look in this picture. A little bit of beard is a good thing." Jo Heng, getting angry, says, "No matter how I am, it has nothing to do with you. And if you have a problem, then leave this job and go." Shiao Jai says, "No, you misunderstood. I don't have any intentions toward you. All the office colleagues know that I don't go on dates and I have no intention of getting married, even if in the whole world only you and I are left. Still, I won't have any feelings for you. We both can only be good colleagues." Hearing this, Jo Heng gets angry and says, "What do you mean? Am I that bad? Or do I not look good?" In the next scene, Jo Heng is spending time with his grandparents. His grandfather says to Jo Heng, "Why don't you like any girl? You don't go on dates, and you don't even like girls who do." Jo Heng says, "I can't express my feelings for a girl, but what's the use? Even if I'm alone in the whole world, she still won't marry." Just then, Jo Heng gets a message from Shiao Jai. "Boss, I'm working on making the liquor, but until the work is completely done, please don't come to see me." Jo Heng feels that Shiao Jai is deliberately avoiding him. Jo Heng sees Shiao Jai working in the lab, but doesn't message her because Shiao Jai had asked him not to come. Jo Heng asks his friend, "If a girl has a crush on me, would she confess it to me?" The friend says, "Who is that girl? Tell me quickly." Jo Heng says, "Until the liquor is complete, I won't meet her." Jo Heng's friend says, "Propose to that girl." Jo Heng says, "How can I? She neither wants to date nor wants to get married." On the other side, Shiao Jai's friend Ling says to her, "Do you still see the boss's illusion, or is everything okay now?" Shiao Jai says, "Nothing is okay. My boss wants to kiss me in the illusion." Ling says, "If the boss wants to kiss you, then let him do it. Maybe that will end your illusion." The next morning, Shiao Jai is working in the lab, but the illusions are not leaving her alone. Shiao Jai gets irritated by those illusions and starts getting angry. Just then, she remembers what Ling had said. If the fake Jo Heng wants to kiss you, then let him kiss you. Then Shiao Jai starts thinking about ways to kiss Jo Heng and thinks, "I'll mix intoxicating medicine in Jo Heng's coffee and make him drink it, and when he becomes unconscious, I'll kiss him." But this idea also doesn't seem very good, so out of anger, she starts ruining Jo Heng's picture even more. Just then, Jo Heng calls out to Shiao Jai and asks about the liquor. Seeing him, Shiao Jai hides the picture. Shiao Jai says, "The liquor will be completed soon." Jo Heng says, "If you have any problem, you can talk to me frankly." And saying this, he leaves. In the next scene, Shiao Jai comes to Jo Heng's office and says, "Boss, I've prepared the bottle of liquor and brought it for you to taste." Then, Shiao Jai sees Jo Heng asleep in the office. Xiao Jai checks whether he is real or just her illusion and touches Jo Hung. Then she remembers Ling's words. If you want to get rid of the illusion, then kiss Jo Hung. Xiao Jai closes her eyes and comes near Jo Hung to kiss him. Jo Hung's eyes open. Seeing Xiao Jai, he closes his eyes again. Xiao Jai is unable to kiss Jo Hung and quickly moves back and leaves the office. After Xiao Jai leaves, Jo Hung thinks, was she really going to kiss me? In the next scene, the supervisor is looking for a new job, so Xiao Jai asks him, are you leaving the job? The supervisor says to Xiao Jai, you know I wasn't able to make liquor according to the boss. Boss doesn't like unprofitable people, and before being fired, I'm looking for a job for my family. Xiao Jai stops the supervisor from leaving the job. All employees are present for the meeting. All the employees are scared because if the boss doesn't like the liquor, they will be fired on the spot. Jo Hing tastes all the liquors one by one. When Xiao Jai's liquor comes forward, Jo Hing recognizes it just from the smell and says, whoever made this, brief me. The supervisor stands up and starts briefing the boss. Jo Hing asks the supervisor, Supervisor, do you have anything to do with this? The supervisor says, yes, after a lot of effort, Xiao Jai and I made this liquor together. Xiao Jai gives her liquor to the supervisor and doesn't take any credit herself. So Jo Hung feels very bad and congratulates the supervisor, and Jo Hung fires Xiao Jai. The supervisor tries to explain, but Xiao Jai signals him not to. In the next scene, Xiao Jai is leaving with her stuff along with her friend. Then Jo Hung comes and asks Xiao Jai to sit in the car. Ling also tells Xiao Jai to go. As soon as Xiao Jai sits in the car, Jo Hung asks her, why didn't you give yourself the credit even though you made it yourself? Xiao Jai remembers Jo Hung's words, you can talk to me frankly. So she says to Jo Hung, I want to take you somewhere. Will you come with me? Xiao Jai takes Jo Hung to the park and shows him the supervisor. Jo Hung says, is that the supervisor? Xiao Jai says, yes, he brings his daughter here every weekend. He may not be a good supervisor of our department, but he is definitely a good father. Seeing this, Jo Hung remembers his childhood, how he was raised in an orphanage. Jo Hung makes a request to Xiao Jai. Xiao Jai says, what is it? Jo Hung says, don't ever avoid me next time. Xiao Jai, to change the topic, says, you must be hungry. Let's go eat something. Then both of them go to a restaurant to eat. The restaurant auntie says to Jo Hung, you've come here after many years. Jo Hung says, yes, I was abroad. Xiao Jai asks Jo Hung, are you a regular customer here? Jo Hung nods, yes. The restaurant auntie assumes the two are a couple. Auntie says to Xiao Jai, I think the target you wanted to achieve, you've achieved it. You both deserve each other. Xiao Jai says to the auntie, actually, I was talking about this liquor. I've achieved that target. The auntie becomes a little embarrassed and goes to get the food. In the next scene, Xiao Jai comes to the office, and Ling asks her, the boss had fired you. How did he agree to take you back so soon? Xiao Jai says, what's so surprising about it? I'm talented. Ling says, whether you admit it or not, the boss has fallen in love with you. And you used to say you didn't want to be in a relationship, but even you're getting closer to the boss. Xiao Jai says, no, are you crazy? Even if Jo Hung gets down on his knees and asks me, I still won't agree. Jo Hung, who is standing behind, hears this too. Jo Hung sits in the car waiting for Xiao Jai, planning to offer her a ride home. But when Xiao Jai comes out of the office, she leaves on a bike with someone else. Jo Hung starts following Xiao Jai and reaches her house. Jo Hung cannot sleep and keeps thinking about what relation that boy has with Xiao Jai. Maybe tomorrow morning she'll explain to me about that guy. But why would she explain to me? After all, what even is our relationship? The next day, Xiao Jai comes running with some documents. Being 1 minute late, Jo Hung scolds her. Do you know how important our meeting is? Xiao Jai thinks, he himself dropped the documents at my house and now he's scolding me. Till yesterday, he was perfectly fine. In the next scene, Jo Hung is talking to someone for the promotion of his liquor. Xiao Jai is silently watching Jo Hung and telling her other colleagues as well. Suddenly, a famous celebrity, Jinu, bumps into her. Everyone starts taking photos of the celebrity. To save his image, Jinu starts acting as if he knows Xiao and says to her, baby, why are you getting upset? Let's go home and talk about this. Seeing so many people's cameras, Xiao Jai starts feeling anxious. She remembers an incident from her childhood that caused her anxiety. Xiao Jai escapes from Jinu and runs away. Jo Hung sees Xiao Jai and follows her and asks, are you okay? Xiao Jai is trying to collect oxygen. Just then, Jinu comes and says sorry to Xiao Jai and asks, are you okay? I just wanted you to act like my girlfriend. Jo Hung doesn't like this and says to Jinu, who do you think you are? Do you think you can just buy whatever you want? But Xiao Jai steps forward and says to Jinu, I'm ready to act as your girlfriend if you agree to promote my snow liquor. In the next scene, Jo Hung lies down thinking, how can Xiao Jai say yes to being Jinu's girlfriend? Xiao Jai is drinking with Ling. Then Ling leaves because someone calls her, but Xiao Jai drinks too much. Then she gets up and starts talking to Jo Hung's picture. Since the first time we met, I've been seeing illusions of you. Sometimes you become very bossy and sometimes you flirt with me. What is it that you really want? At that moment, Jo Heng arrives and hears everything Shiao Jai says. Shiao Jai sees Jo Hung and says, "See, by talking friendly, my illusions have increased, and now it feels like you are really standing in front of me." While saying this, Shiao Jai faints. Jo Hung looks at Shiao Jai and understands why she kept avoiding him. In the next scene, when Shiao Jai opens her eyes, she is in her room. When she comes downstairs, she sees Jo Hung and ignores him, thinking this is my illusion. Then the doorbell rings, and Shiao Jai's neighbor comes to take back his stool. Seeing Jo Hung, he asks Shiao Jai, "Have you found a boyfriend for yourself? He looks so cute." Hearing this, Shiao Jai realizes that Jo Hung is really there. So she sends the neighbor away. Shiao Jai asks Jo Hung, "Boss, have you come here for some work?" And at the same time, she starts picking up the scattered things in her house. Shiao Jai starts getting nervous that the boss has come, so the illusion might come too. Jo Heng says, "That guy is your neighbor, and the night you came on a bike with a guy, that must also be this guy." Shiao Jai says, "How do you know?" Jo Heng says, "I just guessed." Shiao Jai thinks, "I'm not seeing illusions, which means I'm getting better," and she becomes happy about it. Jo Heng, seeing Shiao Jai happy, asks, "What happened? Why are you so happy?" Shiao Jai says, "I had a problem which is now gone." Jo Hung says, "That means illusions are not bothering you anymore. That's good. Now don't avoid me in the future." Shiao Jai thinks, "How does Jo Hung know about this?" Jo Hung asks, "Do you really want to stay single all your life?" Shiao Jai says, "Yes, look at this. I've planned my whole life." Jo Heng says, "You should think about it once more." Shiao Jai says to Jo Hung, "We're getting late for office, let's go together." Shiao Jai picks up her bag and some books fall down, which Jo Heng had brought for her. In that book, Jo Heng had written all the instructions to control social anxiety. Reading that, Shiao Jai becomes emotional because no one had ever thought so much for her before. Shiao Jai wanted to express her feelings to Jo Heng, but instead of saying anything, she kisses him. Jo Hung also cannot control his emotions, and both become romantic. Shiao Jai is not feeling comfortable in her coat, so she starts to take it off. Then, Jo Hung stops her and says, "Why don't we save this for the honeymoon?" Hearing about marriage, Shiao Jai starts seeing illusions again, thinking that this means I'll be tied to him forever, and he will always keep me with him. Even in sleep, Shiao Jai dreams about him, and she asks God for forgiveness that kissing Jo Hung was not right at all. In the office, when they face each other, Shiao Jai runs away after seeing Jo Hung as if she never came there. Jo Hung sees her and thinks, "What wrong did I even do?" In the next scene, Shiao Jai is at home. When the bell rings and she opens the door, Jo Hung is standing in front of her. Shiao Jai wants to close the door after seeing Jo Hung, but Jo Hung doesn't let her close it and asks, "Why are you doing this?" Shiao Jai says, "I want you to forget whatever happened that day and just think that I never kissed you." Jo Heng says, "I only said that we should save it for the honeymoon. I want to marry you." Hearing this, Shiao Jai puts her hand over Jo Hung's mouth. Jo Hung gets angry and says, "I'm not your papaya that one moment you come close to me and the next moment you push me away. It doesn't work like that." Saying this, he leaves. Shiao Jai thinks about her past when she was about to marry her ex. Her ex's mom says to Shiao Jai, "You want to marry my son so that our family picks up the mess of your family too. That can never happen." Then she takes her son away, holding his hand. That's why Shiao Jai is afraid of marriage. In the next scene, Jo Hung's parents say to him, "Now even your younger sister has found a boyfriend. You tell us what happened with that girl." Jo Heng says to his parents, "We thought a lot about it, but we can only remain colleagues." And he says, "When I talked to her about marriage, she started overreacting and didn't even give me any explanation." Jo Heng's dad says, "Foolish man, who talks about marriage so soon? You scared her by talking about marriage." Jo Heng's mom says to him, Go and apologize to her." In the next scene, Shiao Jai is working in the lab. Jo Heng is watching her from outside the lab and thinking how to convince her. He can't even say that he doesn't want to marry. Then, seeing some employees, he starts talking on the phone. At that moment, Jinu arrives and asks Jo Hung about Shiao Jai. Jo Hung takes him to the lab. Jinu says to Shiao Jai, "Now I'm going to promote your liquor, so you should start acting like my girlfriend." Jo Hung is getting angry at Jinu, so he says to Jinu, "I'm surely the boss here, but I can't force my employees to do any such thing." On the other hand, Shiao Jai says, "Yes, I remember I gave you my word to be your girlfriend. How can I go back on my word?" Jinu holds Shiao Jai's hand and says, "Then what are we waiting for? Come on, let's start acting." Jinu starts forcefully taking pictures with Shiao Jai, which makes Jo Hung very angry. In the next scene, Jo Hung is looking at pictures of Shiao Jai and Jinu on social media and doesn't like it at all. But Jo Hung notices one thing. Shiao Jai is repeatedly rubbing her feet, which means she is uncomfortable in those shoes and must have gotten hurt. But Jinu doesn't care at all and is busy making videos. This makes Jo Hung extremely angry. In the next scene, Jinu is getting ready to go to the beach. Shiao Jai comes, and Jinu gives her a revealing dress and says, "Wear this." Shiao Jai says, "This is too revealing. How can I wear this?" Jinu says, "We're going to the beachside. You should dress like this. If you don't cooperate with me, then I'll refuse to promote your liquor." Shiao Jai had to agree unwillingly, and thinks to herself, who knows how long this will go on and how long I'll have to agree to his demands. At that moment, Jo Hung arrives. Shiao Jai's face lights up seeing Jo Hung. Jo Hung asks Shiao Jai, "How is your foot now?" and also gives her a bandage to put on her foot and tells her, "What I brought is from the company," so that Shiao Jai doesn't feel embarrassed. Jo Hung starts to leave from there, but he doesn't feel like going without taking Shiao Jai with him. So he asks Shiao Jai, "If you want, you can come with me." Shiao Jai wants to go, but she remembers what her ex's mom said to her in the past. She can't make anyone's home. She only knows how to fool people, just like her mother. In the present, tears come to Shiao Jai's eyes. Seeing Shiao Jai's tears, Jo Hung becomes restless and asks, "What happened? Tell me." Shiao Jai says, "Nothing. I just remembered something from the past." Jo Hung tries to know about her past, but Shiao Jai doesn't tell anything about it. Shiao Jai says to Jo Hung, "I know you care about me and I appreciate it, but let me do what I'm doing." Jo Hung, walking away with a sad face, hears Jinu talking on the phone. Jinu is saying to his girlfriend, "That girl and I are just pretending. You know how famous I am. Everyone tries to cling to me and I won't let anyone take advantage of me." Jo Hung can't tolerate hearing these things and starts hitting Jinu, so a lot of people gather around to separate them. On the other side, Shiao Jai also comes there and tells them to stop fighting, but in the loud noise, they can't hear her voice. Then, Shiao Jai sees a fire extinguisher on the side, with which he creates a lot of smoke so that no one can recognize anyone. At that moment, Shiao Jai holds Jo Hung's hand and takes him with her. Shiao Jai had stopped getting illusions, but Jo Hung starts having romantic illusions. Jo Hung, in his illusion, sees Shiao Jai in a wedding dress. In the next scene, in the car, Jo Hung says, "Today, for the first time, a girl saved me. It was a bit strange, but I really enjoyed it." Shiao Jai says, "Consider this the first and the last time." Jo Hung says, Yes, I know. Anyway, thank you very much. Now I'll leave." Jo Hung was happy that he brought Shiao Jai with him. Shiao Jai calls Jo Hung from behind and says, "Where are you going? This car's yours." In the next scene, Ling comes to Jinu with papers to sign for the agreement cancellation. Jinu offers her food, so Ling says, "After what you did with my friend and my boss, there's no way I'll sit and eat with you." Then the waiter brings seafood, and after seeing the food, Ling's mood changes and she says, "Now that the food has arrived, I'll eat." Jinu starts telling Ling his sad story. Jo Hung takes ideas from his employees in a meeting for liquor promotion. Shiao Jai slightly raises her hand and shares her idea. Jo Hung likes her idea, and all the arrangements are made according to it. Jo Hung is briefing the guests about the liquor. Ling's ex-boyfriend also comes there with his girlfriend. He brings his girlfriend to Shiao Jai and asks her to make a peg of the new liquor and starts talking about Shiao Jai to his girlfriend. Shiao Jai replies to Ling's ex's words, not wanting to create a scene. On the other side, Jo Hung is noticing these people and asks the supervisor, "Who are these people?" The supervisor says, "Maybe Shiao Jai's friends, because I've often seen them together." Jo Hung thinks Ling's ex-boyfriend is Shiao Jai's ex-boyfriend. Then Jo Hung goes to Shiao Jai and puts a necklace on her and says to Shiao Jai, "This is a gift for you from me for today." Shiao Jai, seeing Jo Hung close to her, says, "What are you doing?" Jo Hung says to Ling's ex-boyfriend, "She is my girlfriend. Do you have any problem?" Shiao Jai, due to social anxiety, goes outside. Jo Hung follows Shiao Jai outside. Then Shiao Jai says to Jo Hung, "What was the need to create such a scene?" Jo Hung says, "The way your ex-boyfriend was treating you, I didn't like it." Shiao Jai says, "He is not my ex. He is Ling's ex-boyfriend. And even if he were my ex, I wouldn't need a rich boyfriend's help to escape from him." Saying this, Shiao Jai starts to leave. Then Jo Hung calls from behind, "Then what should I do for you? Why don't you understand that I love you?" Shiao Jai says to Jo Hung, "There is nothing like that in my heart for you. I don't want to go on dates, and I don't want to get married either." Jo Hung says, "I'm not joking. I want to wait until you agree to go on a date yourself." Shiao Jai says, "When did I say you're joking? But there's no point in waiting for me." And she leaves from there. In the next scene, Shiao Jai can't sleep because of memories from her past. Then, Shiao Jai goes to her dad's house and feels Dad is sleeping after getting drunk. The house is in a bad condition. Shiao Jai says to her dad, "Dad, what condition have you made the house into?" "Anyway, doesn't matter. I'll clean it up quickly." Shiao Jai's dad doesn't respond to her words, so she thinks maybe her dad also left her, but it's just her imagination. Shiao Jai's dad looks at her and says, "In my dream, I saw your mom has come back." Shiao Jai says, "Dad, why are you sleeping here? You'll catch a cold. Come, I'll take you inside. After her dad falls asleep, Shiao Jai becomes emotional. In the next scene, Shiao Jai and Jo Hung come to a restaurant to eat together. Jo Hung is trying to convince Shiao Jai and says to her, "Don't mind what I said at that time." Shiao Jai wanted to express her feelings to Jo Hung, but she couldn't gather the courage. In the next scene, in the lab, Ling says to Shiao Jai, "How long will you keep hiding it? I heard everything that night when boss confessed his feelings to you. Will you still say there's nothing between you two?" Shiao Jai says, "What's my fault in this? All this happened because of your ex-boyfriend." Jo Hung thought he was my ex. Ling says, "Now it's clear, boss has a crush on you. Now you should make a decision too." Shiao Jai says, "I don't want to break my rules." Ling says, "Say yes to going on a date with boss. If he feels like your type, then say yes. And if not, then leave the relationship." In the next scene, Shiao Jai is thinking about the advice Ling gave. Then Jo Hung comes there and leaves a box near Shiao Jai and walks away. Shiao Jai opens the box and finds some toffees and a note in it, which says, "Work hard." Shiao Jai likes Jo Hung's note and enjoys eating the toffees too. Jo Hung sees that box on the table, so he opens it. Inside the box are some coins and a small note that says, "I liked your toffees, so I paid for them." Jo Hung laughs after seeing the note. In the next scene, Jo Hung brings one of his classmates to meet Shiao Jai. Jo Hung calls out to Shiao Jai and introduces her to his classmate. "She is our company's dealer." The classmate says to Jo Hung, "Oh, so she's your employee. Now I can marry you without any worries." Shiao Jai hears this and, upset, leaves from there. Jo Hung says to the classmate, "Why are you making fun of me? Look, you've upset her." The classmate says, "Silly, I just wanted to show you that the girl feels something for you." Jo Hung goes after Shiao Jai to apologize. Shiao Jai looks quite angry. Jo Hung says to Shiao Jai, "You're misunderstanding. It's not like that. That girl is just my classmate, and she was making fun of me." Shiao Jai says, "Well, it seems like you weren't very famous in class, and now the girls are becoming friendly with you." And she doesn't listen to anything else, then leaves from there. Jo Hung, getting angry, says, "At least listen to me." In the next scene, the entire company is on a hiking trip. Ling, seeing Jo Hung, runs away so that Shiao Jai and Jo Hung can talk to each other. Jo Hung asks Shiao Jai to walk with him, saying, "Let me show you a shortcut. That other path is much longer." So Shiao Jai starts walking with Jo Hung. After walking for a while, they both stop to rest. Jo Hung asks Shiao Jai, "Why don't you want to get married?" Shiao Jai says, "If I ask you why you want to get married, what would you say?" "Anyway, if I were as rich as you, I would buy an island and plant trees and keep animals there." Jo Hung says, "So, you wouldn't include me in that?" Hearing this, Shiao Jai blushes and says, "I need to reach the top quickly." Jo Hung follows her. Shiao Jai asks Jo Hung, "Why do you want to get married?" Jo Hung says, "Because I want the person I'm romantic with to be my wife, and I want to take full responsibility for her." This moment was very special for Shiao Jai. So she says, "I'm tired." Jo Hung says, "Should I carry you?" Upon hearing this, Shiao Jai runs away. Then they take pictures together and listen to music together. On the other hand, Ling goes sightseeing alone, and Jinu keeps bothering her with messages. "My girlfriend is not agreeing. How can I convince her?" Ling says to Jinu, "Take her to see the sunset. It looks peaceful and she'll understand the feelings in your heart." In the next scene, Jo Hung disappears from Shiao Jai's sight, and she becomes worried and calls out to him, "Please come out, this is not a joke." Jo Hung, standing behind her, calls out to her, "I knew you felt something for me too. So can't you include me in your little island dream?" It becomes hard for Shiao Jai to hide her feelings, so she says, "Yes, I'm ready to include you in my little dream." Jo Hung happily rushes to Shiao Jai. Shiao Jai says, "I've started to love you, so I think you should definitely give me a chance. But why should I be the only one to break the rules? You can break the no romance before marriage rule too, can't you? The way you attacked me to trap me in your love, now I will counterattack to break your rule. Let's see who succeeds first." Saying this, she runs away. In the next scene, Shiao Jai walks in with a lot of confidence. Jo Hung, seeing Shiao Jai, realizes that she's trying to be romantic with him. Jo Hung is trying to escape from there, but Shiao Jai stops Jo Hung and says, "Why are you avoiding me?" And pushing Jo Hung against the wall, she says, "You're the boss, and you're scared of me." Jo Hung becomes nervous. Shiao Jai says, "I was joking. I came to ask who is the first female dealer of our company. I read a lot of material, but I couldn't find anything." Jo Hung comes close to Shiao Jai's ear and says, "That is a secret." In the next scene, when Jo Hung is about to go home, Shiao Jai says to Jo Hung, "Today I'll drop you home." Jo Hung says, "Yes, that's fine." For the first time, Shiao Jai really likes Jo Hung's house and its setting. Jo Hung says, I decorated all this myself. Xiao Jai remembered the counterattack matter, so she says to Jo Hung, your taste is quite good. Why don't I take a proper look at it today? Saying this, Xiao Jai comes close to Jo Hung. As soon as Jo Hung gets close to her, he becomes nervous. While Jo Hung is cooking, Xiao Jai is using flirty words and says to Jo Hung, careful, don't cut your cute little hands. Now Jo Hung couldn't even work properly. Taking advantage of this, Xiao Jai comes close to Jo Hung and kisses him. Before Jo Hung could break his rules, the doorbell rings. Jo Hung says, it must be my mom and dad for sure. Why don't I introduce you to them? Xiao Jai says, absolutely not, and runs and hides. Jo Heng's mom and dad arrive. Dad, making fun of Jo Heng, says, what a fun night it is. If you had a girlfriend, you would have gone out on a date with her instead of making dinner here for yourself. On the other side, Xiao Jai puts on a mask, greets uncle and auntie, and says, I came here to work. My duty was only for one day. I have done the cleaning, and then runs away from there. Jo Heng's mom asks Jo Hung, who was that girl and what's going on between you two? Jo Hung says, Mom, what nonsense are you talking? Mom says, there never was any cleaning lady before. Tell the truth, was she your girlfriend? Jo Hung doesn't say anything, so mom and dad understand from his silence. In the next scene, Jo Hung messages Xiao Jai and says, don't mind what mom and dad said. Xiao Jai says, your mom and dad love you very much. It seems your family must be a happy family. Jo Heng says, yes, you're right. It's a happy family, just missing you. In the next scene, Jinu asks Ling on message, where should I take my girlfriend for an outing? Which restaurant will she like? You're a girl, so you must know well. Where are you? Please reply to my messages quickly. Just then, Ling's message comes to him. I'm busy. I'll have to find someone else for the liquor promotion. Jinu tells his team to do live streaming. Actually, Jinu was going to promote another product, but leaving that, Jinu starts promoting snow liquor and says, it's so good, and you all will like it too. As soon as Jinu starts the promotion, people begin to like it, but the team members had no idea that Jinu would promote this liquor too. That same night, Jo Hung gets a call and finds out that a serious issue has occurred. Jo Hung immediately goes to his company and also calls all employees for a meeting. Jo Hung says, there is an emergency. Since Jinu promoted our liquor, many orders have been received. Jo Heng assigns different tasks to everyone. Xiao Jai is also happy. In the next scene, Xiao Jai is working on her task when Jo Heng sees Xiao Jai from outside and draws a smiling emoji on the mirror. Before leaving, Xiao Jai feels good seeing that emoji. Ling says to Xiao Jai, on social media, everyone is saying bad things about you. That on one side you're Jinu's girlfriend, and on the other side you're seducing Jo Hung. Xiao Jai says, now these things don't affect me. I just want to think about those people who are valuable to me. Ling doesn't like Xiao Jai being so relaxed about such a serious matter. So Ling says to Xiao Jai, if you don't do anything, then I'll handle it myself. And saying this, she walks away. Ling prepares Jinu for live streaming. Xiao Jai says to Ling, what was the need for this? But Ling says, you just watch. Jinu clears everything during the live streaming, how I and Xiao Jai met, and how everyone started assuming Xiao Jai as my girlfriend. I was the one who told her to act. When Jinu has cleared everything, Jo Hung also joins the live streaming and says, I fell in love with Xiao Jai first and now we are officially dating and I want to marry Xiao Jai. She is a good girl. Xiao Jai likes what Jo Hung says. In the next scene, everyone is messaging Xiao Jai. Since when has all this been going on between you and the boss? Just then, Jo Hung comes to her house. Xiao Jai says to Jo Hung, what was the need for you to talk about all this publicly? Jo Hung hugs her and says, what's the need for you to hide it? You tell everyone the truth, and starts kissing Xiao Jai. Xiao Jai says, you're trying to break your rules. Jo Hung says, I'm ready to break my rules. You break your rules too. When both are getting romantic, Xiao Jai gets a missed call from her dad. Xiao Jai says to Jo Hung, I have to go. Jo Hung also wants to go along, but Xiao Jai says, this is a little personal. In the next scene, Jinu, while sitting with Ling, says, I'm not foolish anymore. I've left that girl. Ling congratulates and thanks him for doing live streaming yesterday. On the other side, Xiao Jai brings her dad back because he was drunk and she had to go receive him. Jo Heng says to all his employees in the office, we've been busy with work for many days. Let's take a day off and have a celebration. After everyone leaves, Jo Heng asks Xiao Jai, did you handle the emergency alone or did you need my help? Xiao Jai says, no, I handled it. Xiao Jai is scared, thinking how to tell Jo Heng that her dad drinks. Will our family become a happy family or not? In the next scene, At the office party, Jo Hung invites Jinu as the special guest of the party. Ling comes out of the party with a glass, and Jinu also comes out behind her. Jinu hugs Ling and says, "I love you." Jo Hung and Shiao Jai also come out of the party. Jo Hung asks Shiao Jai, "Your birthday is coming. I've never given a gift to any girl, so I don't know what gift to give you, because I only wanted to make all my relationships with the one who always stays with me." Hearing this, Shiao Jai says, "Can I know about your past?" Jo Hung says, "Yes, I have a secret." Just then, Shiao Jai receives a call in which she gets bad news. In the next scene, Shiao Jai and Jo Hung come to her dad, who had an accident due to drinking too much. A lady says to Shiao Jai, "If he is your dad, then you shouldn't have left him alone in this condition." Jo Hung says sorry to that lady, and she walks away. After a while, Shiao Jai says to Jo Hung, "Now you've seen it with your own eyes. This is the reason I never wanted to get married." Jo Hung wanted to know everything about Shiao Jai's past, but Shiao Jai says, "Right now I'm not ready to tell anything. Please you go from here." Even if Jo Hung felt bad, he gives her time and leaves from there. In the next scene, Shiao Jai is celebrating her birthday with Ling. Although both are having fun, deep inside both were very emotional and didn't let their feelings show to each other. After drinking, Shiao Jai falls asleep, so Ling lays Shiao Jai down on the sofa. Just then the doorbell rings. Ling opens the door and Jo Hung is outside. Ling says to Jo Hung, "Shiao Jai has fallen asleep. You take care of her. I'm leaving now." Jo Hung looks at Shiao Jai sleeping. The next morning, Shiao Jai wakes up and sees Jo Hung in front of her and asks him, "When did you come?" Jo Hung says, "Yesterday was your birthday. I've prepared a special gift for you. To see it, you have to come with me." Shiao Jai says, "All that is fine, but what happened to your hand?" Jo Hung doesn't tell the reason but takes her to the hospital where her dad was undergoing treatment. The doctor says to Shiao Jai, "After 2 or 3 months of treatment, your dad will be fine." Shiao Jai becomes happy with Jo Hung's surprise and says, "You got hurt on your hand because of my dad." Jo Hung says, "That doesn't matter." Shiao Jai goes to her dad, and her dad, seeing her, asks, "Dear, are you okay?" Tears come to Shiao Jai's eyes because after many years, she saw her dad care about her. In the next scene, Shiao Jai tells Jo Hung, "My childhood passed very well. My dad gave us every comfort. My dad left his distiller job and started a business, but it couldn't run well, so dad got buried under a lot of debt. But my dad always wanted to become a distiller, so I became a distiller and fulfilled his wish." Jo Hung says, "You did right by becoming a distiller, because if you hadn't become a distiller, how would you have met me? And if you hadn't met me, I would have spent my whole life alone." Shiao Jai was laughing at what he said. Jo Hung says, "Please, from now on, don't consider yourself alone. From now on, I want to stay with you." Shiao Jai becomes emotional and hugs him. On the other side, Jinu is after Ling. Ling says to Jinu, "You're so famous. You'll get a lot of girls. Why are you after me?" Jinu says, "What do I have to do with those girls? I enjoy being with you." In the next scene, Jo Hung starts spending time with Shiao Jai and starts living with her in her house. Shiao Jai had prepared a ring for Jo Hung and was waiting for when Jo Hung would propose to her so she could give him the ring. Jo Hung says to Shiao Jai, "I have a surprise for you," and giving her the keys to his house says, "From now on, my house is yours, and I want to hand over everything I have to you." Shiao Jai likes Jo Hung's surprise very much. On the other side, Jo Hung's parents are talking online with their daughter, so their daughter says to them, "You both haven't even seen my boyfriend yet. I'll show you his picture," and shows a picture. Mom and dad, seeing the picture, start saying to each other, "This is our son Jo Hung." In the next scene, Shiao Jai brings Ling to a mountaintop and leaves from there to bring water. Just then, Jinu also arrives there. Ling says to Jinu, "Why did you come here?" So Jinu says, "I was the one who told Shiao Jai to bring you here." Then, Jinu confesses his feelings to Ling. Ling was not agreeing at first. Then, Ling agrees and she also confesses her feelings to Jinu. In the next scene, Jo Hung's parents plan to prank Jo Hung. Just then, Jo Hung also arrives there and asks mom and dad, "Why did you call me in such a hurry?" Then his mom and dad ask him, "Is your girlfriend's name Shiao Jai?" Jo Hung says, "Yes." So mom and dad say, "You both can't get married because you are siblings." Shiao Jai also arrives there. Hearing this, she immediately leaves from there. When Jo Hung is trying to stop Shiao Jai, mom and dad say to each other, "We were just pranking." She took it seriously. Then mom and dad come outside and clarify to Shiao Jai, "We are your online JJ parents." Shiao Jai becomes happy after hearing this. Jo Hung also finds out today that the online sister mom and dad used to talk about is Shiao Jai. Jo Hung says to Shiao Jai, "You wanted to know who is our company's first female distiller, right? That is none other than my mom." Mom and Dad feel very happy to meet Shiao Jai, and Shiao Jai also feels very good meeting Mom and Dad. In the next scene, Zhou Heng is packing to go on a business trip. He wants to take Shiao Jai along too because the business trip is for 2 years and he doesn't want to live without Shiao Jai. Shiao Jai also wants to go with him, but she seems a bit confused. Just then, she gets a call from Ling, which she doesn't receive in front of Zhou Heng, and goes alone to talk. Ling says to Shiao Jai, "You have received such a big offer from an international company and you're still thinking?" Shiao Jai says, "How can I tell Zhou Heng about this? I was going to go with him." Ling says, "I know you both love each other, but you should make Zhou Heng understand this. He won't come in the way of your success either." Zhou Heng is listening to all this from outside and thinks, "Am I coming in the way of Shiao Jai's success? Maybe I shouldn't take her along." In the next scene, the owner of the national company comes to meet Shiao Jai and gives her the offer and leaves, giving her time to think. In the next scene, Shiao Jai has come to eat at a restaurant with Zhou Heng. Seeing Shiao Jai upset, Zhou Heng asks, "What happened? Are you upset because of that job?" Shiao Jai says, "How do you know?" Zhou Heng says, "Do you remember when I said I have a long story from my past? Actually, my real mom is Miss Mai, who was the owner of this small restaurant. After I was born, that man couldn't marry Miss Mai, so I had to spend my entire life in an orphanage." Shiao Jai says, "Does Miss Mai know about this?" Zhou Heng says, "She doesn't know, but I know very well." Shiao Jai says, "Oh, so that's why you didn't want to get into romance before marriage." Zhou Heng says, "Yes, I want that what happened to me should not happen to any other child. And I also don't want that after being with me, you should feel that your hands are getting tied. That's why I have decided that you are going with me. You fulfill your dad's dream. Our hearts are connected to each other, so being apart doesn't make any difference." After hearing all this, tears come into Shiao Jai's eyes and she holds Zhou Heng's hand and says to him, "I am with you forever, and I will eagerly wait for your return." In the next scene, after 2 years, Zhou Heng returns and goes to Shiao Jai's house, but he sees that Shiao Jai is not at home. Just then, Zhou Heng receives a call from a wrong number, and on this call he is told, "We have kidnapped Shiao Jai. If you want to save her life, then quickly reach the given address." Zhou Heng runs and leaves from there. Zhou Heng reaches the told location where some people have held Shiao Jai. Zhou Heng says, "What do you people want? Please let her go. I'm ready to give anything." The kidnappers say, "If we let her go, will you give her everything you have?" Zhou Heng says, "Yes, I will give her everything I have." Shiao Jai starts smiling and quickly gets up and says, "Enough, you all heard it. He will give me everything he has." Shiao Jai was ready wearing a wedding dress. Seeing such a big prank, Zhou Heng also relaxes and starts laughing. Zhou Heng hugs Shiao Jai. Shiao Jai says to Zhou Heng, "We both have waited long enough. Let's take the next step now. From today, you are mine." Zhou Heng also becomes ready to be her life partner. Hearing this, everyone starts celebrating. And with this, the drama ends.